So no tired excuses this week. The players have had a whole week without a game, and Forest will take on United at the City Ground. And you know what? We're winning this one. Welcome to the preview. Hi guys, hope you're doing well, and welcome to the preview for Forest versus Scumchester United. As always, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new here. And if you're not subscribed to the Footy Network, our second channel, there'll be a new video out today or later, depending on what time you're watching this. So scan that QR code or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. Thanks to everyone subscribing on there. That will have all my previews for all the scores for this weekend's fixtures. Alrighty then, let's jump into this. Forest versus United. This game 3 weeks ago had 1 point separated. Well, the clubs had 1 point separating them. And now Manchester United have won 3 in a row. And that United fan base suddenly think they're winning the league. They're in a title race, I hear some of them saying. If Liverpool are, then we are. Manchester United are not that club anymore. They're a long way off being that club. And the whole Amorim out campaign has turned to, oh, maybe he's all right. Maybe he's all right. I don't think Forest are good at all. In fact, we're crap. Let's be honest. But Man United coming with this air of arrogance, I think plays into Forest's advantage. Now, in terms of injuries and things like that, we don't have any new updates yet on what's going on with Forest. So we're going to assume Backwar's still out. Zinchenko, unfortunately, is probably still out. Chris Wood was 50-50, so I think he'll be close for this game. And then obviously we got Einar, who's still injured as well. The rest of the boys, well, hopefully Dyche was able to tuck them into bed with a nice warm hot water bottle and let them relax and get rid of that tiredness. So no excuses whatsoever on this game, nor are there excuses for the way he's going to set this team up. Manchester United play in a 3-4-3 with Casemiro and Bruno usually as their two central midfielders, and they have no pace and no control in that game. Forest, if Dyche is smart, will play a 3-man midfield to overrun that 2-man Man United midfield and try to dominate the middle of the park. If we can do that, we have a very good chance of winning this. Now, it's likely, because we got height and everything, you'll see Yoro come out of the Man United team and Harry Maguire coming in with De Ligt. Therefore, the pace at the back isn't going to be all that. Obviously, Man U, I think, have threats going forward. Cunha, I used to like him before he joined Man U. And Bumo from Brentford, he's starting to click into gear. And Sesko up front has scored the odd goal. So they do have firepower. And then if they use the likes of Ahmed on the wing-back position, yes, he's very good going forward, but can Forest get in behind him if he's overcommitted? So there are many opportunities in this game for Forest to do well, for Forest to potentially get a win. And let's have a quick look at the team sheet, and let me talk to you guys about exactly what Dyche should do. Now, for me, the back four needs to remain the same. There's not too many changes there. I think Savona's been all right. Nico Williams, he's just been brilliant where he's played. Milenkovic and Murillo need to sort themselves out. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about Sells being dropped for maybe John Victor or for Gunn. I don't think it's going to happen. I give him one more game to see where his head's at exactly. Where the changes need to happen is higher up the pitch. And please bear with me as I try and use this mouse. This has to be a midfield 3. I didn't like the performances of any of them, I'll be honest with you. And I've got half a mind to rip them all out and replace all 6 of them. Sorry, all 5 of them. Now, what I'm definitely dropping, this is my team, not what I think Dyche will do. I'm taking Gibbs-White out of it, and I'm going straight to a midfield 3. Love him or hate him, Sangare. In this midfield 3, these have been Forest's best performances of the season so far. Douglas Luiz, Anderson, and Sangare. That works. Now, the wingers, both of them need to come off. And Doi, for me, is crap. I hope I'm proven wrong at some point, but he's been utter crap. And with Bakwa out injured, I'm actually going to give McAtee a run on the right-hand side. I feel like he's been rubbish in the couple of games we've seen him at Forest. I don't know where he's disappeared to. Some of you may even have forgotten we've signed him, but I'm bringing him in. And I'm bringing Hutchinson in on the other side. Forest have a European game coming up midweek against Sturm Graz, who aren't very good. So if Hutchinson can't play for that game, thank you Nuno again for that, then put him in the team against Manchester United. When he played on the left-hand side against Swansea, he was exquisitely good. I actually want to see him on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. And then up front, I don't know what we're doing as strikers, man. We scored 5 goals all season. We've got Jesus, we've got Chris Wood, we've got Callum Mwenda, we've got Taiwo, you got Gibbs-White. And between all these players, we've mustered up as a team 5 goals. One of them was from Nico Williams, for God's sake. Like, it is not acceptable, the lack of goals that the so-called quality we have in this team is not producing. So for me, maybe I stick with Jesus. I just don't want him to drop too deep like we saw in the Bournemouth game. He was almost playing in a CDM role. So that's the team I would go with. That midfield 3 works. Then you got energy, you got youth, you got pace out wide with Hutchinson and McAtee, and then take your pick up front. Right now, I'm not too fussed. Now, will he do that? No, he's not going to drop Gibbs-White. I will be impressed if he does, but I can't see it. If he does go to the midfield 3, you'll probably see Gibbs-White play out on the right-hand side, where you could argue he's probably had his best game this season. And then I think he would still keep Hudson-Odoi on the left-hand side. But this still necessitates that he goes to a 4-3-3. Now, what's likely that's going to happen is Dyche goes to a 4-4-1-1, which is his preferred formation, where you got Gibbs-White and Jesus, and then he won't play Sangare. He'll still go with this Douglas Luiz Anderson. I do like it, but it's not the right game for it. And then you'll probably see a Hudson-Odoi here. And then he seems to like Ndoi. He probably goes with that team. Now, if he does that, that's no change whatsoever on the loss to Bournemouth, where the energy wasn't there, etc., etc. I don't like that. I prefer my setup. Look, my whole point in what I'm saying here is whichever player you like, whichever player you don't like, none of us can sit here and put a strong case to say anyone outside of Anderson and Nico Williams and maybe Douglas Luiz has had a consistent season so far. Therefore, why buy these players that we spent 37 million on, 20 odd million on, 25 million on? Give them a run. Give them a run. What does it take for a player to be out of form, to be dropped from this team? And yes, I am talking about Gibbs-White. I am talking about the fact that we put him on 150k plus. Is it written into his contract? Your name's automatically on the team sheet no matter how crap you're playing. I don't know. Maybe it is. But that's to the detriment of what we're trying to do. This is a huge opportunity for us. We can beat United. We can beat Leeds. 6 points is a must right now for Forest. 6 points gets us to 11. Starts to be a little more okay. And then we got a couple of games when we come back. Okay, we got Liverpool away. But then there's a couple of games in that run building up towards Christmas that we can win. Forest have to start this Saturday against Manchester United. And while the arrogance is up from the United fan base, this is the perfect time to strike. Excuse me. So I think Forest can win this, subject to the team selection, subject to the setup, and of course subject to how much they want it. They keep saying to us, oh, we know it's on us. We owe the fans more than what we're delivering. So damn well go and deliver. The talking stops now. Go and win this game. Because I hate this opposition we're up against. And right now, I'm not exactly loving this season either. So go win this, sort our season out, and get the result. I'm going Forest 2, Man U 0. Get your score predictions in down below. Go check out the rest of my score predictions over on TFN. Please like, please subscribe if you're new here. I'll see you on the next one. Come on, you Reds.